Welcome back to another episode of Food FAQ, where we're helping you unleash that kitchen confidence, one fun recipe at a time. How are you doing, Keeter?
I'm great, Maddie. How are you doing?
I'm all right, and I'm going to eat a piece of humble pie or whatever the fuck they call it today.
That's right. Go ahead. Tell me about your humble pie, Maddie.
Well,
Start from the beginning.
Let's
start from the beginning.
I'm eating humble pie today because of hummingbird cake.
That's right. Here, let me. I'm gonna go ahead and set the stage here.
I know you couldn't hold yourself
because everybody needs to hear this.
Tell it.
So forever now, I have been telling Mariella hummingbird cake, and I'm like, Maddie, I want us to do a hummingbird cake. And Maddie was like, no, that sounds really stupid. I don't want to do a stupid ass hummingbird cake. What the fuck? Why do you always got to come with stupid ass ideas to the fucking party?
Oh my God.
Maddie, trust me. You have to try hummingbird. God damn it, Keita, why are you so fucking stupid? You don't have any good fucking ideas. Why am I the brazen honey operation? I understand. I'm just a talent here.
Oh my God. I do not sound like that.
One, exactly like that. Listen to yourself on your own podcast. Two, I have been... anyway, let's just go on. So go on with your hummingbird cake, Maddie. How was it?
Okay. Hummingbird cake, I'm going to reserve my final decision on this until the end, but I just want to say something. It's a Southern cake. Yes. And I looked into why it's called a hummingbird cake, and it's called a hummingbird cake because it's so sweet that it would attract hummingbirds because they like to, have nectar or whatever.
It's really cute. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that is kind of cute. And speaking of Southern belles, which is something that reminds me of you all the time, because if you recall, when we were in high school, you used to put on your Southern accent and call people, prank call, and pretend you were Nancy Bellevue. Remember that?
That's right. I would.
And I was thinking a lot today about the Southern stuff because I saw an article titled Delta Burke does crystal meth for weight loss. And then I read the article and it said that she did crystal meth because she wouldn't eat for 5 days after she did it.
Damn.
And I thought that was worthy of sharing with you today.
The fuck does this have to do with hummingbird cake?
It's Southern, asshole. Are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm just wondering what the hell does that do with hummingbird cake? First of all, do not blaspheme Delta Burke. Okay.
I'm not.
If we remember Designing Women.
I love her, and she was the slutty one, which is always my favorite. And listen,
not necessarily slutty. She was a gold digger. There's a difference.
Okay. Yeah. So she was like the sexy one, which is always the funny one, I feel. Yeah. It's either the sexy one or like the main chilly one. Those are the two best ones in any of these type of shows. But yeah, crystal meth for weight loss. People get down on you for Ozempic and all this stuff, but crystal meth seems worse to me.
I'm going to agree with you. Crystal meth seems worse. So,
all right. Anyway, I digress. I'm telling you all this stuff because I want to avoid telling you what I think about the hummingbird cake. All right. This is the thing. So you sent me a recipe and it was super simple, which I'm going to say this is a really great recipe for beginners because you don't need a mixer for this. At least I didn't. I think it's pretty awesome. And sometimes I don't feel like lugging that shit out and using it. Yours is like in a very comfortable place, but mine is not because I have a small kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I also enjoyed that it uses oil and not butter because I don't know. I've been making a lot of butter frosting, like frosting is all butter and I've been making so much of it and spending so much money on butter that I really appreciated that it was made with vegetable oil. And so this recipe is super simple. You just put together all your dry ingredients and then in another bowl, you put your eggs and your oil, you whisk that up and then you add some vanilla, pineapple, you fucking people, pineapple, okay, and mashed bananas. And what turned me off about this recipe was that it's fucking pineapples and mashed bananas, which to me sounds like ridiculous. But okay. So, and you put the juice of the pineapple in with it too, which is even fucking weirder. Anyhow, you mix all that shit together and then you put the wet into the dry and then you're done. Super simple. I really, really love that about this recipe. I made mine into, and there's nuts involved, which by the way, when you were telling me to make this recipe, I was like, do I have to fucking buy nuts?
Oh no, listen, every fucking ingredient. Do I gotta buy nuts? Yes, you have to buy nuts. What about the icing? I'm like, God damn it, just make the fucking cake. Okay. Like, I swear to God, you make a cake like every 4 hours of your life.
I
Okay.
know.
So just make this one.
I was so resistant. I don't know why, but I was. So then I decided to make it into cupcakes because I didn't want to bake it in the oven. I wanted to bake it in my air fryer because I didn't want to turn on the oven. Does anybody else use their oven for storage? Because I have to use my oven for storage. So I think that's why I don't want to do it so much. Use
I
the
do.
oven.
But
You do
anyway,
too?
no.
No. I used to be like that. And now it's like my cupboards are, it's fucking kids eat so much, you know? Love
Oh,
them. But they eat like a lot.
but yeah, they're kids.
So now
What
I
they
have
do?
to have food in all these different places. Ah. So I baked them into cupcakes. I did it on three. Oh no, you know what I did? First, I baked it at 400 for 6 minutes because this is a nice little tip. If you're baking cupcakes and you want them to have that nice pretty dome shape and have some rise, you start them off at 400 for 6 minutes and then you turn it down to 350 for the remainder of the baking time, which for these, for me, was about another 20 minutes, another 15, 20 minutes. It took longer to bake these than my usual kind of bake time, which I don't know why that is. I guess it's because it's so moist.
I would say there's a lot of more.
Yeah, it's very moist. People hate that word. I think it's fabulous. Moist.
Doesn't bother me.
Doesn't bother you either, right?
Get to the point of how you enjoyed the cake.
So it was really delicious.
Yes, you're welcome.
It
Fucking welcome.
was really delicious. But I want to add an asterisk to that.
Okay.
I didn't make the frosting because fuck that. I have been making way too much frosting the last few days. I made like a bunch of mini cupcakes for a baby shower and it was a labor of love and I love doing it, but I just don't want to look at buttercream for a few days. So I didn't do it. And I even bought the one in the jar, like I hate fucking jarred frosting, you guys. It is so bad. I want to do something where we figure out how to make it taste better, Eric, because jarred frosting is terrible.
Get to the cake, Maddie.
Can you agree with me on that?
Yeah, get to the cake.
Okay. It's delicious and the muffins were really good, but to me it tasted like a muffin.
Well, it's funny. It's not as sweet of a cake as you think it would be when you're putting it all together.
Right.
And for me, I didn't necessarily taste the banana. I don't necessarily taste the pineapple for it. You taste something, it's in there. But the best way I can describe a hummingbird cake, it's like the cousin to a carrot cake.
It is similar.
That's like the best way to describe it. Like the texture, carrot cake is very moist. That's how the best way I can describe it. It's like the cousin of a carrot cake.
Yes, I think that it is very similar to a carrot cake. And I also want to say this is also like a cousin to the banana bread with walnuts in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What the fuck? Why didn't you tell me to try this sooner?
I swear to God. Listen, for everybody to know, in the 30 plus years I've known Mariela, there's probably like 7 times in our entire relationship that she has ever come back like this to say I was correct about something. Because even if I am correct, this bitch does not admit to any of it. But food-wise, she'll admit to it.
Yeah,
And it is a good cake. And I think it's surprisingly good. And the reason why I like it for this time of the year, it's because I find it to be rich and delicious, but I don't know. I feel the fruit just give a lightness to it. And it's not overly sweet. It's not overly heavy.
Yeah.
And it's just like a really good cake for this time of the year. And I don't know. I think it's very summery, very, very warm weather when I think of a hummingbird cake. And I don't know if it's meant to be for this time of the year, but that's just what I think of this time of the year when it comes to a cake.
Yes. And I agree with you. It is really yummy. And I think I might even make it into a 3-layer cake and just give it a real chance into being everything it's supposed to be. Because the muffins were yummy and the kids loved it. Like they have been coming after school and having a muffin every day since I made it. It's beginner friendly. It is also cheap because really I made half a batch. It's 4 bananas, 8 ounces of pineapple, eggs, flour, sugar, baking soda. That's it. Am I missing anybody? I think that's everybody.
It's basically
oil.
A lot of stuff. Yeah, oil. It's basically a lot of stuff that you have in your home already.
It's a pantry cake, really. Plus bananas.
Right. And, just like any recipe that has bananas in it, it's always best to use bananas that are about to expire.
Yeah.
And when they're moistened, they're at their sweetest. So it is basically, I like how you put that. I actually really like that. Trademark FAQ. I like that you said that that's a pantry cake because that's exactly what that is.
Yeah, it's a pantry cake and it is completely user friendly, beginner friendly. I'm going to market this cake as a beginner friendly cake. That's what the title's going to say. Something about being a beginner.
Well, it's a
baker.
cake that's difficult. Like you said, you just throw everything together, then combine the wet and dry ingredients and you're done. And that's it. It's not a difficult cake to make.
I'm going to call this cake Fuck You, Eric cake.
I'm going to call this cake Hummingbird Redemption Cake. Okay. Because Ariella did not believe me. That, guys, you don't understand how she fucking fought me on this. Like,
Yeah.
I've been bringing up Hummingbird for a hot minute.
Yes.
Okay, so Mommy and I gather together when we're able to, and we start planning these podcasts. And I have brought Hummingbird cake to this round table like over and over. And since it's only two of us, I mean, if she vetoes it, that's a 50% veto. I'm basically screwed.
Well,
all right.
I let it slide.
Because I had to let it go through. There's no fucking choice.
Yeah, I tried too. I was like, why don't we do 500 other things? And you're like, no, Mariella.
I'm like, goddamn, Mariella, do this shit now.
Time for Hummingbird cake is now.
The time for Hummingbird cake is now. If we don't do it now, we will never do Hummingbird cake again.
Yeah, you can make this, you guys, for a pretty table. Honestly, and the muffins. Make muffins. If you don't want to make a whole cake, make muffins. And it needs nothing else, honestly. The frosting is superfluous. It's sweet enough. It is so good. These are the best fucking muffins I've ever made. I'm going to say it right there. I said it.
I am so fucking glad this is recorded and the entire globe can hear this. I hope my mom is hearing this. I hope your husband is hearing this because God bless him. Okay. God,
he listens.
I hope everybody in both our families this right now.
Yes, it is true. And that reminds me.
This may never happen again.
This may never happen. You're right. Really hold on to this one.
To be honest with you, I'm soaking up right now because this may never happen. I am 43. I could be 6 feet under before this ever happens again.
All true.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of fabulous things like Hummingbird cake, we want to give a wonderful shout out to Ms. J. And Maddie, tell everybody about Ms. J really quick.
Ms. J is a lovely foodificure who has subscribed to our newsletter on Substack. You'll find the link in the show notes. And she decided to pledge like money, real money to our Substack, which is free, you guys. She just did it out of the kindness of her heart because she believes in our show. I think that's what it is, right?
I hope so.
And she's given us ideas. Like we can put our really amazing original recipes in our Substack for paid subscribers. And then you guys can have legit access to all this cool stuff that we don't put up all the time, just sometimes. So we'd like to thank Ms. J.
We want to thank Ms. J because you've given us a lot of confidence.
That's true.
What we've been past year is, reaching out to people in a good way and maybe helping people discover their love for cooking or their love for experimenting, whether it's cooking for your family or entertaining or just, enjoying it. And, food is Maddie's and my love language. So to see somebody enjoy it as well, it was really inspiring for us. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much. And don't forget to leave us a review. Ms. J, I'm waiting. I want to see it on her Apple podcast player or wherever you listen to us. We love hearing from you. And it's not just dollars and cents. We do this for passion, really. And the rest of it falls where it may, right?
That's right.
All right, you guys. Thank you for listening to the one and only time I will admit that Eric was right about something and I was incorrect. I won't say wrong.
It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen again. Soaking it up. I am personally going to listen to this episode numerous times.
You should. When you're feeling bad about yourself, just go ahead and pop it in.
Bad when you yelled at me or told me my idea is stupid. I'm going to listen to this and remember the good moment we had together.
You're the worst. I am more kind than that, Eric.
So go out and try Hummingbird cake, guys. It's a really fun old recipe that I think your family will enjoy. I know they'll enjoy it because Ella did.
Guys, really, you should really go out and try it. I'm going to link the recipe in the show notes so you guys can see the one that I used. It is not our recipe because I would not have ever created such a thing because I was very resistant. However, don't lose any time. Go out there and do it. Enjoy your week. Thank you, Miss J, and we'll be back.
Bye-bye.